talk about today is called the Maths Learning Sequence.
Yep.
Chris and I, along with another 2 teachers, have developed it from the start
Yep.
to where it is now. Our focus was maths for our school because we needed to boost up our results in maths.
Yep.
It didn't come from us, it came from admin, like our principal and our assistant principal staff.
Yep.
They look at all our school data.
Yep.
And they were very aware, and that's why it was part of our strategic plan, was to build up our numeracy. They kind of approached us and asked, would you be interested in doing it, and pushed it from there. So it came from the top.
Yeah.
We were the little small group that started it,
Yep.
and then tiny bit by tiny bit, people came on board once they saw it in action, and once they saw the kids talking about it. We interviewed children and shared that at staff meetings and stuff, their opinions about it.
That's cool.
They were convinced, like, it was impossible to ignore it, and now everyone's on board. So this is the structure of a lesson. You start off with the launch. This is how it should run, an hour, say. The launch, which can be like an open-ended question or a problem-solving question or a quick numeracy game or something like that, just to get them thinking about it.
Yep.
Discovery, 40 minutes, and in that 40 minutes of discovery time, they can be doing self-directed learning, focus groups, or individual conferences.
Yep.
That's what could be happening, and then 10-minute summary at the end.
We have subtraction learning sequence 1, which it would start at the bottom and the kids work up towards the top.
Yep.
Like a ladder.
Yeah. And what they do is they work independently or with small groups of kids who are on the same level.
Yeah.
And they do this during class time. While they're doing that, the teacher might be taking a focus group, a group of students who are on the same step, and have teaching time with them.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, or after a focus group, then we would do some conferences. So the kids when they think they have achieved a level, they put their name up on a chart.
Yeah.
And we go through that and we conference them. And if we feel that they really understand that step, we highlight it, date it, and then they can move their name up on
That's so
the ladder.
cool.
So I take every time I have a conference with them, so I can look at that over a few weeks. Oh, he's only come up once, or she's never had a conference.
Sometimes you get never.
You get never.
But because you're so busy, they fly under the radar.
Yeah. But if you can keep track of that.
Yeah.
Throughout the time, we have to make sure that we're roving as well. So we're not just always conferencing, always focus group, but we're also
involved in what they're doing too.
Or you might have little Johnny sitting in the corner drawing the whole time.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
How do you record your results through this program?
For every subject, you've got all of the different areas of numeracy. They have a different folder.
every student has their own folder.
Yeah. Yep.
And then these go up with the child the next year, so they just continue on. So they don't have to go back to scratch or anything. Now each teacher has their own folder that has a copy of each child's. So when I have a conference, I have the child bring this up with them. Anything they need to use, like it might be MAB or whatever, or it might be their maths book so that they can demonstrate their learning. If they understand it, we highlight it in their copy, and then we have the exact same copy in our folder, and we highlight it as well, and date it and sign it.
They're only achieving at grade 1 level, and they're in grade 6.
Yeah.
But they're still achieving, and they experience success at their own level.
Yeah.
Whereas before we were teaching them at grade 6 level, and they were experiencing nothing.
So how does the program include children with, like, say, special needs like ADHD or a disability?
They just work at their own level.
Yep.
Whether they've got an integration aid or not.
Yep.
They just work at their own level.
Okay.
And we find as teachers or integration aides, whichever, you have to kind of direct them a little bit more in terms of maybe you could try using this equipment or try and do it this way. Just because they don't have that creative thinking to start themselves off. But they just do the same maths as everybody else.
Yeah.
They loved it from the start. Remember, we actually videotaped some kids and got their reactions, and I think they felt that they were taking a bit of ownership of their own learning as well.
Yeah.
And they could see the progression. They could see, oh yeah, I do need to do this before I move on to this step. And I think they liked the idea that they could work with someone else who is on their same level.